Factsverse presents. 100 years ago, there was a woman that was famous because nobody was able to make her laugh. Before we get into our video, drop down to the comments and tell us what do you think is funny. Tell us in the comments. Also, be sure to click that like button and subscribe, and click the notification bell so you don't miss our future videos. Vaudeville was one of the most popular forms of entertainment in America from the 1800s to the 1930s. It consisted of a highly diverse series of short acts. The acts were often between 6 and 15 minutes, and the acts ranged from magic tricks to animal acts. Vaudeville was the America's Got Talent of its time. Every big city had a theater where you could buy tickets to see various vaudeville performers. In New York, it was Hammerstein's. The Victoria Theater was a prominent American vaudeville house in New York during the 19th century. It was owned by theater mogul Oscar Hammerstein I. After the Victoria Theater gained popularity, the Paradise Roof Garden was built above it. The two venues combined were known as Hammerstein's. Willie Hammerstein ran the house from 1904 to 1914. He was Oscar's son, and he put on some fantastic and popular vaudeville acts. One of the most infamous was Sober Sue. Sober Sue began performing on stage at the Paradise Roof Garden during the summer of 1907. She was also known as the Girl Who Never Laughed. The theater's producers offered a $1,000 prize to anybody who could make Sober Sue crack a smile by being funny. In the early days, people would join Sober Sue on stage and make funny faces or tell jokes to try and make her laugh. Everyone failed. Each time, Sober Sue would keep a straight face. Well, it wasn't long before famous comedians were coming to the Paradise Roof Garden to try and make Sober Sue laugh. They performed their best material and had the entire audience in stitches, but Sober Sue never giggled or even cracked a smile. Sober Sue's act was genius because William Hammerstein was getting 2 acts for the price of 1. He was getting famous comedians to come to his stage for free to make Sober Sue laugh, and they had her there with her straight face. It was a fantastic act, and people really got a kick out of it. As Sober Sue gained popularity, there were various stories and theories going around about her emotionless face. Some people believed that she was blind or deaf and she simply couldn't see or hear the people who were trying to make her laugh. People couldn't figure out how she was able to stand there stone-faced even though the people on stage with her were hilarious. In the winter of 1907, the truth finally came out. Everybody found out that it was impossible for Sue to smile or laugh because her facial muscles were paralyzed. Even if she wanted to laugh, she was physically unable to. Her medical condition helped her to earn $20 a week, which was pretty good money back then. Today, that would be about $544. Making $544 a week just for standing on stage and not laughing? That's a pretty good deal. For Sue, it was a great deal. Unfortunately, when The Secret came out, it all came to an end. Willie made a great deal of money on Sue's inability to laugh. He even managed to get the highest-paid comedians to come in and perform for free, but when the truth came out, Willie was condemned, and the comedians never forgave him for the ruse. After Sue's Secret came out, the business never recovered. So what about Sue? What happened to Sue when her act died and The Secret was exposed? Well, we don't really know. Did she move on to a different city and perform her act there? Did she ever entertain again? We really don't know. There are only a few things that we do know about Sober Sue. There's just one photo of her in the world, and it's believed that her real name was Susan Kelly and that she suffered from a condition called Mobius syndrome. It's a very rare condition that's characterized by weakness or paralysis of multiple cranial nerves. Since we don't know much about her, this is just speculation. Even though we don't know much about the woman behind the Sober Sue act, she did leave behind her legacy. Today, her name is a show business metaphor for a really tough audience. It's not uncommon to read a good review for a comedian that reads, "The show was so funny that it could make Sober Sue laugh." She was an incredible sensation while she was performing, and people came from all over the country to see her. If Sober Sue were alive today, she'd probably be thrilled that people are still talking about her. 100 years ago, there was this woman that was famous because she just wouldn't laugh. Subscribe for more.